How long have the Arctic Monkeys been touring this album for? Feels like forever. Well, in fact, it's been a year today to be exact that they played in Istanbul as they kicked off this mammoth streak of gigs. And they're still not done. By the time they finish this tour in Mexico in October, they'll have played around 115 shows in the Car era. That sounds like a hell of a lot, but how does it compare to their two previous albums? Well, for Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, they played around 90 shows, but for AM they played an incredible 153 shows over the space of 18 months, which can put down to them capitalising on the success of that album. But what's next for the band? History would suggest that they tend to have at least a 3-year gap between tours, so after a well-earned break, could Alex Turner turn to the Last Shadow Puppets to change things up a bit and play their first show since 2016? I did enjoy this meme on the Arctic Monkeys Reddit page. Or could Monkeys set to work on a more guitar-based album? I say this as Turner mentioned this was the idea going into the making of the Car.
Yeah, I think we were on tour like 2019, sort of springtimes, where we'd finished touring and we'd been playing for a couple of years on that Tranquility album, and I thought we were going to go in and make like a rock record and something. That was the idea, you know, like we'd been playing shows, playing Are You Mine, finishing every night on that, and it's like, let's go and try and make something that could like hang with that. And by the time we got to the studio at the end of that year, the feeling was like, what were we on about? Like, you know, it's not like,
didn't feel
it's
right.
not possible. Yeah, it's just not. It just any sort of attempts you've made to kind of even move in that direction sort of almost feel a bit like a spoof or something at this point. But that's not to say I think there is like that band, like the rock band, is in there on this record.
So it felt like a spoof for them to revisit the AM sound, but could it feel like a more natural fit after this album? Or could they have hoodwinked us all? And could this huge tour actually be a swan song for the band? I mean, what else is left for them to achieve? This tour saw them make the move into stadiums in the UK, and headlining Glastonbury for the third time just felt like another gig for them. But what am I talking about? They're still in their 30s and have years of potential music and tours ahead of them. Could they follow in the blueprint of the Rolling Stones or U2? Or should they quit while they're ahead and move on to pastures new? Have your say in the comments.